What up, everybody? Sorry, a little delay there. A little bit of lag. With the weather going on in Texas, we're lucky to be moving at all and even up and at them at all. So we're just going to roll with it, guys. Hope everybody's staying warm and let's just get it going. What is up, my man?
Man, what a week. You guys might notice that, I'm not in my normal location.
Yep, on location.
I had to come in at you live on location. I am not at my normal collection room of cool stuff. I am huddled up with everybody in my family almost here at my mom's, where we have water and heat. And just to let y'all know, we're doing our best to conserve energy as well, keeping the AC low, trying to get everybody their shit back. So I hope y'all are staying warm out there. I hope y'all have done as well as I've done to at least stay sane and keep your sanity. But yeah, we got a hell of a pit tonight, man. I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, this one actually got the rare 2 weeks of promotion, so we don't get a lot of pit episodes.
We actually promoted this one for a month. I started promoting this one in mid-January.
Yeah. But like solid, nothing but.
The Duke himself, John Wayne Murdoch, steps in the pit tonight to answer any questions you might have, any questions I might have. And man, I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. Y'all that watch our show a lot have definitely heard that name almost on a weekly basis for almost a year. I mean, we don't do death match segments without mentioning him very, it's pretty frequent.
We actually started talking about deathmatch on the show because of one of the cards that Murdoch was on. It was No Holds Barred Volume 2 that inspired us to get an actual segment and get talking about it weekly. So, we're excited to have him.
We're so excited. We're running late already because we need to jump to our first open segment. So let's try to keep it on the track. We're going to head to the shadows.
I'm not in the shadows because I got lights.
I see shadow behind you, though. That's when you put your arm up, you can see the shadow.
It's just Deborah McMichael, but anyway. All right, let me get to my woman of the week, because John Wayne Murdoch is definitely something you guys need to be listening to, as is my woman of the week. As y'all know, I'm continuing Black History Month. Shouts to the ladies that competed at the Say It Loud show, including our own Jazz, as well as some others from Mission Pro. But the one I'm highlighting this week for the 18th, I kind of hinted it on last week's show, but we got to give the Afro Punk some love. And that's the current Afro Punk, the Pan-African, I forgot the name of the title, but I'll show it throughout the presentation. My apologies. But Trisha Dora is our woman of the week this week. And quick facts about Trisha Dora. She was an Army brat for 8 years, serving in Afghanistan, doing military support, and was a police officer. And after training with the Dudley, she decided to hit professional wrestling, where she had a couple of debut matches with NXT's Kaden Carter, Lacey Lane, to where she even got a shot in NXT herself against Kairi Sane, as you see in one of the pictures right there. And throughout the 4 years she's been wrestling, she's done Evolve, Shine Wrestling. One of her favorite promotions was Hood Slam. That's the promotion in California where she really found her edge. And Primetime Pro Wrestling, as well as some others. But the main reason she's highlighted, especially as far as Black History Month, not only she was the Generation Championship Women's champion that she held for almost 2 years, 762 days is no joke, but the Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Championship, the current title, she currently holds after winning it in the tournament for Fight Club Pro Wrestling. That's the tournament that symbolizes us in regards of a championship that helps bring representation and acceptance, especially towards people of color, Black, brown, that never gets the full limelight as the main promotions do on TV. So the creator J.A. created this title. Trish was the first champion to win it, and she's already defended it with the likes of Suge D, Ashton Starr, Rache Chanel here in Texas.
She was good at For the Culture too.
Oh yes,
We made it back for her match, and it was fun to watch. That whole card was great, but her match was good too.
Oh yes, most definitely. I wish the that For the Culture show. I definitely need to check it out, as well as something I did check out before the show. Her Iron match, not Iron Man match, because it was the first intergender Iron match
Right.
that she wrestled with Tony Deppen this past Sunday, actually, where she won in an impressive 60-minute technical clinic that they perform, and she pretty much inherited her ancestors and hit her finisher, which I love the name of it. She calls it Lariat Tubman, and basically after 2 pins, she won it for her charity for the Harriet Tubman's Women's Foundation, and she continues to keep that Afro-punk representation strong. And what a strong reputation she is, not only in black wrestling, but wrestling in general. And she continues to fight the good fight and just keeps leaving the shit strong. So Trish Adora, the win of the week goes to you, girl.
Man,
very cool, man. Very cool. I didn't know much about her at all, and now I feel like, that's what we do here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we try.
Masses.
We try, man. We try to talk some freaking wrestling. Very cool, man. Oh, my screen just went crazy. Brandon's
enjoy your lights, Ninja.
Yeah, man.
I will try. Hopefully they stay longer than what we endured this week. Same to you guys. So
yeah, stay warm.
Be safe out there. Stay warm, y'all.
Moving right along.
But yeah, we're running behind because we're just so pumped but it'll all flow and pay off. It'll come into the wash. So
moving right along to my segment. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with a deathmatch segment this week. I wasn't planning on having one since we have our guest, the Duke John Wayne Murdoch, the 2020 IWTV Wrestler of the Year. But I figured when a couple other guys can make it to the show today, why not talk about something that's really important? I really wanted to highlight something that's been going on. And I kind of wanted to send a message to fans, and because it's really important that you guys know this. And I want to highlight a couple of people. First one is Danny DeMonto, the promoter for ICW. I really want to give a shout out to him, man. Like he's somebody that really listens to the fans, and we had a really good Q&A with him the other night online, and he was very specific as to why Ruben got booked. He was very clear that Ruben got booked because the fans wanted him booked. The fans had a voice. So that really speaks volumes to a fan base. Make sure that you keep tagging your people that you want to see. Like we're tagging people left and right all over the place. Anything can come up from anywhere. And it's just been really great to see Ruben get booked the way that he's getting booked for this trip to Orlando. So let's jump right into it. We all know that Ruben's he's going to debut in Pit Fighter against Satu Jin. Now, Satu Jin is supposed to be at the Death Bowl this coming Sunday. We're really hoping for our fucking power and water back so that we can have the Death Bowl. I mean, I don't need power and water. I'll watch it in the dark, but I understand why other people might need water. But anyway, Satu Jin, I think, is really in for a rude awakening here with Ruben Steele, because Ruben Steele is not a pushover. He's going to really step up and give it to him. So I'm really excited to see this one for Pit Fighter. And then later on that night, this was wild. So today we found out that Oren Veidt was not going to make it to No Holds Barred Volume 10, which was a real bummer. For those of you that do follow my Deathmatch Chronicles, we traveled to Indianapolis in October. Specifically, I was there to see three guys: John Wayne Murdoch, Matt Tremont, Oren Veidt. And unfortunately, we weren't able to see Oren Veidt then because he wasn't able to make it. And now he's not going to be in Orlando. So I'm super bummed about that. But you know what? Had a voice. Let's try to spin into something positive. As Danny would say, we were just rolling with the punches, and we went ahead and we have Ruben Steele announced against Akira. It is the Golden Child versus the real deal Ruben Steele inside the chains. And man, I am Chef Boy HARD for this one, baby. I am erect as they get. Akira is a monster, but Ruben Steele is metal, and I've been saying this all week. You cannot kill the metal. So it'll be really interesting to see what Akira can do against Ruben and what Ruben really steps up to put up against him. And last but not least, the next night at No Peace Underground, the fight we changed our flights for, Schlack versus Ruben Steele. For those of y'all that follow us on here every single week, you'll know that when we did our Ruben interview, Mr. Schlack himself popped into the pit, just in the comments thread, but he was in there talking with Ruben, and lo and behold, a few days later, these two
Hey,
crazy
we're all in the
bastards
pit.
have a match, man.
Yeah.
It's just wild. I'm not saying it's because of the pit, but I'm not saying it's not. It's probably not, but I'm going to take a little bit of credit because that's what I do. But anyway, man, I think the credit really and truly for this one goes to absolutely 100% Ruben Steele. He is ready for a breakout. We've been talking about that forever, and Ruben's going to go straight into Orlando and deal with this. But we are really actually hopeful that Ruben can show up for the 10th or for the Light 2 Massacre at the Death Bowl this Sunday. We're still waiting to see if everything's going to be good. But I'm hoping that's where we're at. But yeah, God bless Ruben Steele. God bless Texas, and fuck Ted Cruz and everybody that left us to die in these few days. Deathmatch is life, wrestling is life, and that's my segment, 7-Eleven, right on the dot. Fucking Ruben Steele.
And right when you said that, we lost connection to our next segment, but that's awesome. We're gonna try to
lose Melanie?
We did, but she's coming back, so we can.
That's all right. We can highlight.
I can tease something.
Oh, you got a teaser. That's right.
Because we're talking about Ruben Steele.
Talk about it.
And Ruben Steele's got those bookings.
What do you got for me?
And then we know there's a May 8th show coming up that we
Charlie's birthday bash, PPW.
We talk about it, on this show a little bit. PPW. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have a little appearance by Mr. Ruben Steele.
Wow. Ruben Steele getting busy in Texas, all over the United States. So now we have Orlando, we have a heavy metal, we have Charlie's birthday bash.
No holds barred. Falls count anywhere.
At PPW.
At
Puro Pinche Wrestling, it's going to be Ruben Steele, no holds barred, falls count anywhere.
Yep. Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, no. You
and if you know what that means,
wherever they go, I want to go with. Like if they go on the roof, I'm going up there too.
Yep, it's a big place.
I can't wait to see who he takes on. Ruben Steele is down to fight anyone. I would love to see Ruben shed blood in Kingsville and paint the town red, baby.
If you watched his interview, which I know you did, but people that are watching, you could maybe eventually guess on who his opponent's going to be. But we'll talk about that later.
That's a good point. Go back and watch the Ruben Steele interview. It was a killer one.
Yep, and someone he asked that he wanted, I'm giving it to him. So. Anywho,
if we can get any guesses, maybe somebody will guess. I know some of y'all in the comments right now. Some of y'all are watching the Ruben episode. See if you can guess who Josh is talking about.
I'm not sure if I'll say you're right or wrong, but yeah. Looks like, let's see if we can. She's there, but she's not there.
She's there, but she's not there.
She's being. It's snowing in San Antonio, isn't it?
Yeah. They're getting what was here earlier.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go. She's waving.
I'm here.
Oh! Yes. Victory is ours.
Oh my God. I am so relieved. I made it. It is snowing in San Antonio. I don't think people realize that you guys and I are all spread out all over Texas.
Yeah, we're not
in San Antonio.
Yeah.
You're in Austin. You're in Kingsville.
We're hours apart.
From weather systems going on.
We're hours apart. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I got my hat on. It's a little fresh in my house right now.
All right. Well, let's jump right into your segment. You got all that energy now.
I know. I was so happy I was able to watch AEW yesterday, though. We had power. Whew. Obviously, you can tell our internet keeps going in and out, but we had power. I got to watch AEW, and oh my God, guys, it was so much fun. Let's talk about the crazy women's match. Serena Deeb and Riho put on a clinic. That is how you wrestle. That is how you put on a show. I don't care about any of the internet haters. I'm not listening. I'm not reading. I don't care how much Riho weighs. I don't care how tiny you think you are. Go fuck yourself. She killed it with Serena Deeb. Yeah, I said it.
Hell yeah.
I have liked her since day one. I have liked her from day one. I have liked her as Kenny Omega's tag team partner. She kills it. She's got skills. I don't care. I think that women all across the world in wrestling have proven it doesn't matter how much you weigh, doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter your size. If you got skill, you got skill.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
And Riho and Serena Deeb, I mean, damn, that finish was crazy.
This is a good point. This is a good point. I've seen several people say this online, and you have to remember that in the algorithm of wrestling, another promotion's champion doesn't garner the same weight somewhere else that they do at home.
Exactly. They have to put Riho over. She's a former champion. You can't put,
and she's earned it.
Yeah. She returned, and two, she's the first champion for AEW. You cannot have her lose against the NWA Women's Champion.
Right.
And who knows how long Serena Deeb is going to hold it? Because, someone's going to be gunning for it. Someone's gunning for it. So you can't make her look too strong, obviously. Right. But, that's getting all into the kayfabe. I'm not gonna break kayfabe, guys.
Yeah, we'll stay. We try.
But
it's really hard.
I was so excited for this match. I didn't know what to expect, but Serena Deeb goes out there and she kills it every single time she goes out there. So her and Riho were just amazing.
I mean, that's the reason why she's such always a head trainer behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Every promotion she's part of. I mean, there's a reason, guys.
Exactly. I am just glad that AEW is finally getting her out from behind the scenes and more in front of the camera so people can see how technical she is. And she's flawless. I mean, just the way she goes out there, she makes anybody look good.
She's more than the bald-headed CM Punk follower that everybody thought she was, and only that.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, she doesn't even get to work. She's so much better than
exactly. So good. She's a trainer for a reason. Yeah. The finish had me screaming because I honestly thought for a second Serena Deeb was gonna win. So the finish was amazing. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. I mean, they're just tumbling. I didn't know who was gonna get the pinfall at the end. I did feel for the ref because man, they were just all over the place. I am. You guys missed Tuesday's show. I had no water, so I had to brush my teeth with mineral water the past couple days. So I'm just bubbly.
The struggles have been real. I had to brush my teeth with cranberry raspberry water.
That's the worst.
It's real. And the mint, it was not great. I hate it. I hate it at all.
I strongly recommend Trader Joe's Winter Sangria sparkling water. It worked very well with my Colgate Total or whatever it is.
Noted.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to
Put that in your back pocket.
That's what we're doing down here in Texas. We're learning new ways to smell good.
and make our teeth shiny.
Yeah, exactly. Because, we don't want funky teeth even during a pandemic or power outage.
We don't even go nowhere, but yeah, we still want.
Yeah, exactly. So much stuff going on AEW. You can catch the Japanese portion of we're right back into it, guys. I'm just going to segue back in.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much.
You can catch the Japanese portion of the women's tournament on YouTube. It dropped this past Monday. You can catch some of the U.S. I believe they're going to start putting the matches up on YouTube if they haven't already for Britt Baker and Nyla Rose and Anna Jay and Ty Conti. I don't know what the reason is for that. I don't know if they ran out of time because of the whole just everything going on, just too many storylines or what. But I know a lot of people were upset that a lot of the American version or matches were on YouTube and not on TV. Right. Stuff is going to happen, but I'm just glad they're putting it out there for everybody to see. I am very excited for it. And of course, I love, if you guys haven't seen AEW Dark, they had Renee Michelle finally debut. She was out there, who is to me one of the best workers right now. And I hope to see more of her, if not on AEW Dynamite, on Dark, because she's going strong right now. She's going great. And that's another one that I did not expect WWE to pass on. And I can't believe that they had her in a storyline and they didn't have her work. I mean, what a loss. What a loss. She is so good. But luckily she's going to be in Texas a couple more times, which is amazing. Hopefully I get to see her live and in person before she goes. I'm sure she's going to get signed somewhere. Yeah.
For me, she's one of my favorites.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites too. I really like her. You know, and then of course we have just the continuing storylines with John Moxley, Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers. You know, there's just so much. There's just so much storylines going on right now, especially leading up to Revolution. You know, they have Hangman going against Big Money Matt. There was like a contract signing. Matt thought that he had conned Hangman. Hangman had actually conned Matt Hardy. So they have a match together at Revolution, which is going to be so amazing. Maki Ito killed it. Vini killed it. I mean, yeah, a lot of the Japanese side. Oh my God, they killed it. Especially in a room where there's nobody except a ref and a camera guy. I mean, they made their own, like, I don't know, energy. It was awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can only imagine wrestling in an empty room. But you know, it was great. They did a great
World we
job.
live in.
Yeah. And you know, so I'm interested to see what happens with Big Money Matt and Hangman Adam Page. I'm also still interested to see what happens with Hangman Adam Page and the Dark Order, because you know they're still kind of helping him out. That was going to be so that's going to be interesting. You know, they're starting to look at Wardlow. Sammy Guevara's no longer with the Inner Circle, so that's another storyline they have going on, which is
So
another
much going
big
on.
one.
Yeah.
I mean,
AEW
yeah,
just
it's
turned
so
the
much
page.
going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with
AEW
it.
just reset everything, and it's great because it's not a complete reset. It's just like new chapter in a lot of shit.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody listen to this, please. Wrestling promotions should be storylines with chapters going for a fucking reason. Sorry.
We tell you all this all the time.
So
breathe.
I'm really interested to see where Sammy Guevara ends up. Does he come back for retaliation? Does he come back for this? Blah blah blah. So there's so many storylines. So Big Money Matt, Hangman Adam Page. You have you know, Chris Jericho and MJF now as this tag team. And then, you know, moving into the other tag team of the Inner Circle, you have you know, Proud and Powerful, which is Santana and Ortiz, and they killed it last night against the Bucks. I mean, I did not even realize this was their first match for the titles since the whole time they've been at AEW, because I feel like every match they have is just so good and they build it up so much. Yeah, I was surprised that this was their first title shot, and I know they're gonna end up getting the titles later on. But man, they're so good, and Ortiz sells his butt off. I don't care what anybody says. That guy sells his butt off.
So
He's
entertaining.
so talented.
Yeah. Both those. I mean, that's one of my favorite tag teams, and getting to meet them and hang out with them as their people too. Like, on the last cruise, we got to hang out with some of them, and Santana had went through a real big personal issue, like personal loss right before that. So we got to spend a lot of good time with them, and they're just good. They're just good guys. And then in the ring, they're so entertaining. Like, they interacted with the crowd, they talk to you, they do all that stuff. I mean, they just do all the little things that make them stand out.
Yeah, they really set themselves apart. They were so great. They, you know, they gave a battle to the Young Bucks, which is what you want to see. That's what you want to see in a tag team title shot or match.
For sure.
You know, there's also another storyline that's still going on is you know, the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny going up against Eddie Kingston and Eddie Kingston going up against you know, he's still battling out with like John Moxley and Penta and Penta Zero Ohm, who's obviously out for a while, but like Ray Phoenix, and he went up against Lance Archer last night. Like, Eddie Kingston right now has so many people after him that he could just continue the storyline for another like year and he still wouldn't be done. But it's
Eddie
great how they've built it up.
Yeah. But that's how you think, because he talks to everybody. So he's like, bring on everybody. So they're all coming.
Yeah. He wanted them. They got him. He pissed everybody off. So now they're coming for him. He really is. And he is definitely gold on the mic. That guy, I think that's how he really won his spot. I mean, he went out there and he cut the promo of his life against, you know, Cody Rhodes in that TNT championship match. You know, also, you know, that brings us to Darby Allin, who's going to face Team Taz with Sting, you know, with Sting at Revolution. That's going to be interesting.
Darby Allin, you say?
Darby Allin and Sting against Team Taz.
Ripping my shirt.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. Look at you with the merch.
Merch. Learning by watching you.
Merch freak. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on, and of course, Kenny Omega and John Moxley have this feud. I'm so excited for it. I want to see how it happens. I want to see if they bring anybody over from anybody else from Japan. Because if Okada or Ibushi step foot in the AEW ring,
Naito.
I'm telling you right now, I'm losing my damn mind, guys. I'm gonna die. I'm done.
Those three, like Naito, Ibushi, or Okada, of course. I don't know.
That if for some reason the Golden Lovers reunite on AEW, I'm dead. Dead.
Yeah. It's a wrap. Very cool.
Just Melanie's done because I was like, I'm losing my mind right now. I love it. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I'm not going to criticize it. All you guys out there who are criticizing, just angry and bitter, enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's exploding barbed wire match. John Moxley, Kenny Omega, how are you not going to enjoy an exploding barbed wire match? I don't even know what the hell it is, but I want it.
Exactly.
Barbed wire. Yeah. I don't know, guys.
Very cool.
I don't know how anybody can criticize that, but I love it.
That's right. Very cool.
Whew, I'm done. I think I'm done. And my internet stayed on the whole time. Yes. So excited.
Victory is ours. Stay warm.
Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
You're muted, brother. And I didn't mute you, so you have to unmute yourself.
Real quick update. We're having some serious technical difficulty issues. Obviously, everyone in Texas and watching around can understand. We're going to try to bring Murdoch in, but the feedback was bad early. So don't be jerks about it. If it's a problem, we're all stuck in the bullshit weather, you know?
Yeah, we'll yeah, you can come see us.
I'm currently in my mom's basement doing an interview right now. Come on, let's be cool. Let's see how it works.
So we're doing it. You're doing an interview, so let's get the interview going. I don't know how much more of an introduction we can give this guest. I mean, like I said, we've promoted this for 2 weeks, really over a month. There's been maybe 4 episodes ever that his name hasn't been mentioned or a match of his hasn't been covered on this show every week for almost a year. So he is finally jumping in the pit. Please welcome John Wayne Murdoch in the pit. Welcome,
guys.
Great, man.
Can you hear me, guys? Everything sound good?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
We're rolling with it. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I was having trouble. I was freezing. I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. But, okay,
well, since we got you and we're here, we'll hop right into it since we don't know how long we'll have you for weather.
Yep.
Most definitely.
So I want to ask the big question. What's it feel like to be 2020 IWTV Wrestler of the Year?
Crazy, man. But it shows where deathmatch wrestling is right now. Like, I purely in 2020 did deathmatch wrestling. Like, I don't think I had more than 2 regular matches in all of 2020. So for me to overcome that and still win Wrestler of the Year is pretty important to me. It just puts everything that I've been working for, to justice. Like, I've always said that I was a hybrid wrestler, that I could do both, and that proved it. So you are both.
Don't forget.
Do you feel yourself? Are you loving the way that your career is currently going right now? Like, you've been really deathmatch heavy in the last few months. Like, are you loving that?
Oh yeah, man. My body hates it, but I love it. Like, I would do 5 in a day if I could. It's just something about going out there and still being able to take a light tube and then hitting somebody with it and making a grown man react like a 14-year-old little girl. Like, just that reaction just from a simple tube or whatever. So yeah, man, I love it.
So like 2020 you said was pretty much 90-something% death match. Is that just going to be the plan for the next foreseeable future?
I think I could be a little smarter with it. I wasn't able to finish 2020. I had to take some time off. Even if it was just 2 weeks, it still bugs me that I had to, at the finish line, still take time off. So I'm going to be a little smarter with my body and just at the end of the day, make sure that I'm getting my worth out of it. If I'm putting my body on the line at this point, that the dollar figure matches that. Because at this point, I've made a case for myself. Like, if I quit today, Like I've done everything that I've wanted to do, so all that is left is the world opening up and going to Japan and stuff like that.
You just read that was the next question I was going to ask. Is Japan the goal, the dream? I mean, it sounds like you've checked a lot of boxes off already.
Yeah, I think that is the last thing. That is the goal for most. If you don't get into deathmatch wrestling and your goal isn't Japan, then why are you even cutting yourself up if that's not the end goal? We're all smart enough. We're all smart enough to know like we're not gonna get signed to WWE for death matches. Like we're not gonna make $1 million doing death matches. So if your goal isn't Japan, then you're doing it for the wrong reason.
So, kind of spitballing off that, you can't go to Japan in 2020. This is a great question. I'll circle back to it, Ryan. You can't go to Japan in 2020, but you did a lot of things this year that no one was doing. A 60-man Ironman match. You did at No Holds Barred 3. You did 2 matches in one night against Nick Gage and Jeff King. Like, talk to me about like how stepping up the bar each week was for you.
It's hard following those shows, man. Like I said it on the mic on one of the No Holds Barred shows. Like it is extremely hard to main event those shows because everybody underneath you is doing everything they can to steal the show. Like there's not a guy that doesn't go out there that's not wanting to steal the show, that's not wanting to have the most gift match, the most talked about match on Twitter. We all say talk about clout chasing, but everybody to some extent needs that gratification because at the end of the day, you're just fucking cutting yourself up for nothing. Like I said, man, like it's little goals that you have to keep going. So yeah, man, it's hard, but like you said, doing the Ironman, doing 2 matches in one, it changes up just enough where I'm still able to do it. Because I mean, it's hard. Like there's a lot of time, like Schlack and all these guys. It's hard to follow.
In your 60-minute Ironman match with Oren, fatigue was a big factor for you guys. Like you could tell throughout the match you were getting really tired. What was it like dealing with that?
I would like to point out that going into the Ironman, Oren made fun of me for being fat, out of shape, and he was a cardio machine. But if you go back, he was throwing up on the other side of the ring.
Yes, he was.
Another hour, I believe. Not taking nothing away of Oren, he's a fucking hell of an athlete. But I'd like to point that out that he made fun of me and he was throwing up. No, man, it's physically exhausting. Like you're not only cut up, that cut you got 10 minutes in, now 50 minutes in is now fucking sore, and it was cold. It was horrible, but we finished it. So
yeah, I get sore and stiff watching TV for 60 minutes straight without getting up to stretch. Just saying. Yeah, do what y'all do for 60 minutes. Crazy.
I had a question about the end of the match. You did the destroyer off the ring through the cage. It was very clear that was extremely painful for the Duke's ass. Like your face was worth 1,000 words when you hit the concrete. Like walk me through those moments because you only had a minute left, but at the same time, like holy shit, you were hurting.
Yeah, when he did the you talking about the move on the fence? Yeah. I got my ass fought, my hip and everything was just fucked. Like I wanted to just give up right then. Like fuck this, pin me, let's just go home. I'm gonna pack my bags and I'm just gonna go home. I know it took everything out of me. It was horrible. Not the best idea that anybody's ever had. But at that moment, I thought it was the best idea to, the match, any 60-minute match is going to drag at some point, unless you're Tony Deppen and you can do it in your fucking sleep because he is the master of the 60-minute Ironman. But you're going to have some dip, some dragging part. And I just felt like that was needed at that moment to pick it back up. But yeah, I regret it. Worst decision in my life. And then knowing that I had to do the destroyer, which is just landing on my ass, even sucks. My hips are wrecked, which makes long car rides like horrible. Like I need a hernia pillow or something, just something to sit on, maybe some cushion. Fuck, it's horrible.
Well, it was a killer match. It was one of my favorites, and you could tell that at the end of it, you guys really were giving it everything you had.
Oh yeah, man.
So I always do this with all the talent and always shift gears a little bit because again, we try to educate and just why do people do what they do kind of thing, you know. So were you first of all were you childhood fan of wrestling? Your parents were like, how did you get it to even start watching wrestling?
Oh yeah, man.
Regular, just wrestling period. Like
I used to go with
day
my
one.
mom and dad to the Nashville Fairgrounds and watch guys like PG-13, Tommy Rich, Tracy Smothers, all these guys, Jeff Jarrett, all these guys wrestling. So I had a very good base in Southern wrestling. So automatically, like I knew certain things about wrestling. If you watch that, like selling or how you like connect with the fans, it really was Southern based. So I had a good foundation just by that. So I grew up very like in that. Like I always wanted to be PG-13. I'd run around the house with my Mickey Mouse underwear hanging out of my shorts at like 6 years old or 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I got into it more Southern style. Like WWE, I was into. My dad used to tape all the pay-per-views. I shouldn't say that online, but he did. He taped them and shit. But yeah, man. So yeah, I had a very good like WWE, WWF, and Southern base like introduction into wrestling.
And then from there, so then I guess you somehow stumbled across, you know, Terry or Cactus Jack in Japan or doing things like how did it be like then when did death match come into the fold? This is what I'm trying to get at. Like so I see how you got to the wrestling and how did you get to that?
Like I was always like a Mick Foley fan and Terry Funk fan, but like death matches I was never a fan of it until like 2011 when I got asked to be in King of Death. My first King of Death, I had no idea what I was walking into, honest to God. So then being introduced in that fashion, like it was a shock. But like coming back to the locker room, I had everybody, including Ian, Drake Younger, and all them. They were clapping. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Like I never had the body. I never like had any fucking desire. Like I knew I wasn't gonna make real money. I was doing it. I was like, fuck, I could use this and I could actually make something out of this. And so, like from that moment, that's what I did.
Okay. So I was gonna say, so after that one match, did you believe 10 years later you'd be Wrestler of the Year, IWTV? You know what I mean? Like doing what you've done in the last 10 years? Like at that moment, you're like, yep, this is what I'm doing and that's it. And I'm going to be the fucking man.
I don't know if I've seen that far ahead. I just, at first, I've seen it as a vehicle to get my foot in the door places. Hey, this guy isn't fucking got the body, but he does a sick Canadian destroyer and he'll fucking roll on glass. And he can actually go. And people like see that it got my foot in the door and this guy can actually wrestle too. So I seen deathmatch wrestling as the vehicle to prolong my career. Did I see it coming this far? No. I'm glad it had. If it would have gave me another 5 years at that point, that'd have been great. So no, I definitely didn't see how far I would have made it, but you know, it's a blessing.
It's just always interesting, you know, at the moment, and you're like, when it was your first time, and you're like, you either went one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like that sucked and fuck that, or fucking hey, let's do it. You know what I mean? And it seems like that's the path we took. Yeah.
You've gotten to be there for a lot of really cool stuff through the last few years of deathmatch, you know, like the King of the Deathmatch stuff, the Hal days of GCW, ICW. What are some of your favorite memories through your, you know, last 10 years of deathmatch?
I'd say winning King. That's got to be, you know, that's everybody's goal. There was, you know, 3 tournaments that when I got in, they were the mate like TOD, King of Death, or you know, IWD Carnage Cup or Masters of Pain, you know, stuff like that. But like winning King was everything if you were a deathmatch wrestler. being a TOD was everything if you were a deathmatch wrestler. I've got to do those. I've been in a lot of Kings at this point, I think 6 or something like that. I've been in the finals, 3 or 4 of them. I've won 1. I've done 2 TODs. I'm in Masters of Pain, which was the last tournament that I could do to check off the list. So, yeah, man, I think to pick one is hard. But I think winning King definitely, was it. Winning King and also the Nick Gage match I had at King was what really put the rocket on my back, I think.
Yeah, that was and that was almost an Iron Man match. What was it? 51 minutes.
40, I think it was 49 to 50 minutes. I think bell to bell, something like that. Which is like fighting for your life. Any match with Gage is like fighting for your life. But that one, he'd just been released from prison. Like, he was fucking on edge. Like, 100%.
Let's see if we can sneak in an answer to that question real quick from we got fans chiming in, asking who is your number one favorite opponent that you've worked?
I got a couple. Ricky Shane Page, Reed Bentley, and Nick Gage. Like 3. Matt Tremont. I can't forget Tremont. I think those 4. Like, I was comfortable with Reed, so we were allowed to like go out there and do whatever we wanted to, and we were friends. So like, we just had chemistry. Tremont, like 2011, almost was the start of his rise. Like, fucking to everything he's done, and to have the friendship and to have the matches I had with him, I think really helped me early on. And then the match with Nick Gage solidified me as just a tough fucker that can take a lot of punishment and still go and give it back. So yeah, man, all those guys.
Do you have anybody that you don't like working with? If not to start heat, if you don't want to say, that's cool. But someone asked if there's anybody you don't like working with.
No, I think if you ask anybody, that I'm pretty willing to do anything. I'm willing to go on the ledge and not judge, not have any judgment, and go out there and willing to wrestle you. Now, if you fuck up in that moment, yes, I'm quick to put you in your place, but I'm willing to wrestle anybody at like 100%. Like, and I think that as a wrestler, I have the respect of all the guys that people want to wrestle me, and that it makes you valuable. If somebody wants to wrestle you and put your name in conversations, that gets you more bookings. So if anybody's listening and they're getting into death matches, just be the guy that everybody wants to be in the ring with. Whether it be because you're going to make them look good, whether it be you have 100% more clout and they can use some of it. No matter the reasoning, be that guy somebody wants to wrestle, because it will get you far.
Very cool. Yeah, we got a couple of questions stacking up here in the chat, so we're going to kind of shift to that a little bit. We got, what's one weapon you will refuse to work with? Or is there a weapon?
Toothpicks. Toothpicks. If you guys ever have Marcus Crane on, ask him about the brain buster we did on some toothpicks. Like, if it was like embedded in the back of his head, I had some in the back of my arm. Like, I went to the hospital a couple of times and they couldn't get it out. Like, and then I would squeeze pieces of that months later. Like, I think I had like 2 whole toothpicks stuck in my arm for months. It was the worst thing ever.
Before we segue into this question, I want to ask you why gusset plates show up in your ammo so much. Like, to me, gusset plates are terrifying, but they're always in a Murdoch match.
I think it's because they are, I think in my mind they're the new tube. They are the one that gets the instant reaction now. So it's like giving the light tubes a rest, even though that's going to get outdone, and the gussets are just going to be one of the other weapons that's like, it's a gusset. But right now it's still getting the most, and it's literally easy. You jab it in and there's instant blood. Like, what's more to love out of a deathmatch weapon than that? Simple It's easy and it works. I mean, that's sick, but that's thing.
Yeah, that what you said. Yeah. Mhm.
What's your favorite spot you've ever done?
I think a couple. I think the destroyer I did in Colorado with Neil Diamond Cutter out of the balcony into the ring with no mat in it. It was just bare wood. I think that was a cool destroyer of mine. I think the G Raver trampoline spot was really cool. And then I think recently the Orin one out of the barn. I think that was really cool.
The Orin barn spot was unbelievable. Like I didn't like I figured y'all were doing something up there, but that was a lot. What so to counter what was the scariest?
I personally like the Alex Ocean gusset plate 2x4 just because I made the fucker bleed a lot, and who doesn't like beating the shit out of Alex Ocean at this point? So
All right.
that's got to be a favorite of mine too. But I got to say, he gave it back. Like when it was his time to swing, he swung for the fences. So I have to give him credit for that.
So I have that. I got that in an auction from Danny. I really wanted to get that piece in my collection. That hurt like a motherfucker.
Nice.
There's no denying. Like, and I don't. You can say pass or you can tell me, but when you walked up to him after you hit him, it looked like he did not want you to strike him again. I mean, was he like, I'm done? Or
I mean, it's pretty out there. And I mean, like you said, watching it, it's clear as day. He was not about the second shot, which I totally like. You know, I don't hold that against anybody. Like getting hit the first time is enough in my book. But yeah, he was not about the second shot at all. But yeah,
but he hit you 3 times. So how like? And I know that you're about the match and you're about the show, but is that in your mind at all? Like, I only got one really good shot on you, and you hit me 3 times.
no, because like I will never like push somebody's limits. Like I'm not that guy. I'm not that like sure I could have fucking said fuck off and hit him 1 or 2 more times. That's not me. That's bad business. You can hit me as many times as you want. Like yeah, there's a point like okay, it's overkill, stop. But like my limit is obviously a lot farther than most, and I understand that. So like I do not hold it against him at all.
Very cool. I love that answer. The obvious question I'm going to ask. I think it's an obvious answer. Like when you're in the ring, getting hit with deathmatch weapons is not the same. Like if someone walked up to you in Walmart and stabbed you. Like how much does the adrenaline take away from the actual pain while you're in the ring?
Sorry, you cut out just a minute. Say the last part of the question again.
Yeah. How much does the adrenaline take away from the pain while you're in the match?
A lot. Like you don't realize like how much your adrenaline is your best friend in moments like that. Not even just the cuts, but like my hip, for instance. Like I'm sure it's obvious now. Like 5 minutes into any match I'm doing lately, I'm limping for the rest of the match, noticeably, even walking bow-legged at some points. But that's just because it hurts, but you get through it. But then after the adrenaline wears off and you can't even walk, you're like, man, how the fuck did I just wrestle 15 minutes and now 20 minutes later, like I can't even move. So yeah, it's a lot. Adrenaline's a hell of a thing.
I like this question. That I know Nastico's a piece of shit, but I do like this question. Can you show us your biggest scar?
I think it would have to be the shoulder one. think it would be that one. I'm not sure if that one was a Carnage Cup one, the first bad one I got. The second one I got on my other shoulder from me and G Raver. Just shit happened with tubes. They hit together, and one was already broken, and it just sliced me. So I think either the shoulder one or the other shoulder one are my two biggest.
Wow. So switching gears a little bit, who do you want a death match that you haven't had a chance to be in a death match with?
Takeda. I think there's a time and place when the world opens that needs to happen. As far as right now and what can happen, I think me and Alex Colon deserve the match that everybody wants. I think that, there's a lot of people that agree that he is the best American deathmatch wrestler right now. But then there's an argument, and a strong argument in my mind, that I'm the best deathmatch wrestler going right now. And there's fans that support both sides. So purely, I don't give a fuck about the ego part of it. He can be the best. Like that's fine. Like I just want the fans to have that match. So yeah. So as far as something that can happen now, me and Alex Colon.
We had a question also from one of my least favorite people on the planet that it keeps popping up in here. Nastico sucks, but he also had some good questions. How many hospital trips have you had during your career? Or too many to count?
Not as lot as you would think. I try to avoid going to the hospital because as a deathmatch wrestler, going to a hospital is like fucking being in a zoo and having people look at you. Because they're like going in for a bad cut and they're wanting to pick glass out of an area that you like leave that alone. That's fine. I'm used to this. The little cuts and it's just a hassle, man. It's a pain in the ass. They're sewing stuff up that you don't even want sewed up. You're like, but hey, I'm fucking this cut right here. So yeah, I try to avoid that as much as possible.
Were you a fan of the old school like showing of the injuries between matches that like CZW and people used to do?
Oh, whether they would bring the camera backstage and stuff and show stuff and like that, or
yeah,
yeah, I love that. I think that I think there does need to be more so because the fans I think appreciate it more if they see it. Because a lot of fans, you got to show them, hey, this gusset it left this end result, and they appreciate everything a lot more, I think. And it just gives you more content. It's more, fan interactive. They see things. You're pulling back the curtain just a little bit, and it makes the fan feel involved.
So my next question is kind of basic, but I gotta ask it. Is John Wayne Murdoch fearless?
No. I think that if you're fearless, then you don't need to be in death matches. That fear is what's going to keep you safe. That fear is knowing that at any moment you could fucking die. You could bleed out. Any moment you could slip on a destroyer and land on your fucking head, or have Pondo land on your head. Like Fearless was trying to give Pondo a destroyer, knowing that it might not go well, and shit happens. Not his fault, by the way. Totally, just fucking circumstance. But no, I think having fear helps. Most definitely, you got to have a certain level of fear. Now, being crazy and out of your mind, yes, you need to be crazy and out of your fucking mind to do this. But yeah, there's got to be a certain level of fear there.
Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand with just any kind of fighting. I mean, I've done MMA in my life, and my coach has always said, just like, because you're nervous, right? And you're worried, but he's like, that's what's going to keep you probably safe. Because you're going to be worried about everything that can go wrong. Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. It's all calculated risk. If you're not calculating your risk, then it just becomes risk, and then that's not good.
This is a random question. You've got a ton of scars everywhere. You know, you are definitely a seasoned and war-torn veteran of the game. What's that like in a Walmart or a bank? What does the public think of you when you're just being a civilian?
Yeah, I always think about that, like in a line situation. I'm like, man, what do these people behind me think? Yeah. I've never had them ask me just yet, but like I'm gonna come up with I was in a horrible car wreck.
Yeah.
Like I flipped 30 times. Like I don't know. I'm gonna make up some shit and fuck with people. But no, I haven't been asked just yet. But I can see the looks. Like, I get it going to restaurants, and I'm always in a sleeveless shirt. I cut the sleeves off of everything I wear, so it's definitely shown. So yeah, man, I feel like sometimes I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. Why did I do this to myself? But then that's quickly over. But yeah, man, it's definitely wild going out in public, especially fresh stuff, like fresh scars and stuff like that.
The Waffle House after the show, or the Denny's right after the show, like going under scene with those kind of stops, got to be interesting. Just like when you stop to get something or go through the drive-through at
people in a hotel. It's fucking more hotels, like the bloody sheets, like that are left after we've stayed in them. Like, what do they think happened in that room? Like the bloody towels and the bandages and all this, or the loose glass everywhere. They probably think this is like the weirdest, kinkiest, like sex fucking room ever or whatever. But no, man, it's strange. It's a weird world we live in.
Well, we have reached the end of the interview that we leave time for our favorite part, and it's the go home segment. And since I'm going to explain this one, since Murdoch is my favorite. Basically, Josh and I are going to each rotate asking you a question. It's going to be random questions that don't make sense. We just want a quick answer from you, and we'll see how that goes. Sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, we got 20 questions, 10 from each of us. We alternate back and forth. And they're just mostly nothing to do with wrestling.
All right. John Wayne Murdoch, you ready to go home?
Yep, let's do it.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
8.
What's a funner way for countries to settle their differences besides war? Or instead of war?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Nice.
What's something you worry or get paranoid about when you smoke?
Cops knocking on my door. I'm always worried about that.
Yep.
If you were transported to 400 years ago with no clothes or anything at all, how would you prove you're from the future?
Bend over and talk with my ass.
Nice.
How far would you run for $1 million?
What was the question?
How far would you run for $1 million?
As far as Forrest Gump did, pretty fucking far.
Hell yeah. Oh no! We lost him. Hang on.
He'll be back.
He'll pop back in.
That was funny though. An Ace Ventura, man. Yeah. He's loading back.
He is.
He's coming back.
We got you back.
Yeah, I ran so quick that I dropped out of this fucking podcast for $1 million. Like,
he was already running. He's like, $1 million, I'm out. Fuck this shit. All right. So what's the most bizarre thing you've ever eaten?
Nothing. I'm very picky on eating. Like, I won't fuck with a lot of stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's an answer. We accept it.
I don't like that answer, but you'll find out why. Did you win your first fist fight you ever got into?
Yes.
What magical power do you wish you had?
Teleportation. I wish I could tell it. Like, I wish I could fucking just evaporate and end up on the other side of the world instantly.
Nice. What's your dream car?
Lamborghini.
If you could trade lives with anyone, who would it be?
Fuck, no one.
I
I
love
like
it.
that answer. I like
I
that
love
answer
it.
a lot. Fucking A right.
What's your favorite Insane Clown Posse album?
Oh shit. Either. Fuck. I guess the Wraith, because I got the tat. Like, I got to go with it.
I love the Wraith. It's a good one. Good pick.
Is there a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
No. It's all a lie.
I'll stop looking then. Thank you.
Which character from The Office really made that show great?
I never got into the show, so can't. Unfortunately,
Man, I felt like that was what you would say when I wrote that question.
yeah.
Do aliens exist?
Yes.
I agree.
What is your least favorite household chore?
Vacuuming.
Would you rather your only mode of transportation be on a giraffe or a donkey?
Giraffe for sure.
What color Starburst is the best?
The red.
Would you rather be compelled to give high fives to everyone you meet or give wedgies to anyone wearing a green shirt?
High fives. I don't want to touch nobody's underwear.
Who punches harder, Betty White or Queen Elizabeth?
Betty White's still fucking kicking, man.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, John Wayne Murdoch. This is the 20th question. All the other questions are always random and different, but we end the show or end the segment with this question every single time. It's the same question we've asked every talent that we've had in here. Brad is very nervous right now based on one of your previous answers. Do pineapples go on pizza?
No.
What? No, Murdoch, no!
Pepperoni guy, like, or meatloaf.
Victory.
Like,
No!
Dang it. And then he's out.
Out of here.
He's like, fuck pineapples, I'm out.
Man, I cannot believe that. He's going to pop back in here any second.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
John Wayne Murdoch does not want
The
pineapple.
crowd goes wild. The crowd goes wild.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to say
No, you're
it.
right. No, I'm with you. No,
Yeah.
we are. This tears the show apart every time. Everything we always end split. One of us is happy, one of us is pissed.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
I'm a meat lovers guy all day.
And then the comments just go crazy when every time anybody no matter what the answer is, you're one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's very polarizing. It's either pineapples or no pineapple.
Hate mail. Send all the hate mail. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize.
But you still got the loyals here. The true hero, thank you.
John Wayne Murdoch, thank you so much for joining us in the pit. Man, it was such a pleasure. I was so excited to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I had an absolute blast. Check me out on Twitter. I'll be dropping some merch here soon. And I will come back if the audio issues fuck with anybody. Like, I will redo this and come back at a later date when things are better.
Awesome. What social media follow? We know what you got coming up. You want to drop any social media? We always give that opportunity. Where can they find your merch? All that good stuff.
Follow me on Twitter. You can buy my merch on Twitter. Deathmatch Worldwide or whatever, the new Deathmatch store that dropped. Shout out to Corey Higdon. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, obviously. Yeah, man. Like, I don't fuck with Instagram or anything like that. So
Well, we hope to see you here in a couple days in the Death Bowl. We're definitely staying tuned. The weather's being a real bitch, but either way, I will see you in Orlando in 9 days at least for some ICW No Holds Barred, baby.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man.
Then.
Thank you so much. Be safe.
Later, Murdoch.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. What a show! We finally got the Duke.
Finally.
Pit. We came across some scheduling issues. We came across some weather issues.
We do what we do. We do
Hell
what we do.
froze over.
And we fucking still did it.
Man, and what a great interview. Real big shout out to John Wayne Murdoch for hanging in there. We had some serious feedback issues with him, and he's a champ and hung in there. Murdoch's a good guy, man. I'm so excited for it. Make sure y'all check him out in the upcoming Death Bowl if we get to have it. If not, IWTV, you can get 5 free days pretty much anywhere, anyhow through IWTV. You can check out No Holds Barred. Fucking Nastico. God damn.
That motherfucker.
I know. We could ban him.
We try. We try. I mean, like I said, I never have to reach far. I have it always nearby.
That guy's just the worst. I can smell his terrible insight and third best manager skills from here. So,
man, you're nice. That's very nice of you to say he's the third best.
I mean,
30th best.
I try to be nice for karma, but I think we all know it's probably 6th or 7th best. But
good point. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, man. What a week, man. I think everybody needed this pit. If you're not getting to watch it live, or if you are watching it live, please stay warm. Please stay safe. It's hell out there. Don't fuck with it. We don't want to lose anybody in the ice and get you lost. We're not coming to get you if you get stuck. But for those of y'all without power, without water, stay safe. We're in it with you. I'm here at my mom's doing everything I can. But yeah, that's my piece on it. Fuck Nastico. Just think about that. You can easily pass the time counting reasons that Nastico sucks. So if you lose power again, just start there.
It'll be summer.
Before you get through, they'll be talking about this shit in textbooks. So
yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck that guy.
Man.
Thank you guys for watching. Stay warm, stay safe. Take care of your families.
Peace out, guys.
See ya.